Christy,
and we're the Clarity Girls. We wanted to put together a video for you guys on everyday signs, on ways that the other side is trying to communicate with you.
So the other side is constantly trying to help us on our path. We're never alone. And so there are all kinds of signs and ways that they're helping to guide our path.
So you might ask, like, who is this coming from? Is this coming from God? Is this coming from people who have crossed over? And to be perfectly honest with you, we have no clue.
No idea.
We have no idea. But we would say go with whatever feels comfortable to you. If it feels more comfortable that these signs are coming from a loved one or a mother, a father, a grandmother who crossed over, then if that feels right for you, go with that. If you have more connection, a better connection with God or angels, go with that. If you're more a spirit guide or spirit animal person, pay close attention to whatever feels right for you of where that's coming from.
Right, and we think probably it's actually a mix of everything, a little bit of everything, but looking for those signs and what you're comfortable with.
They will show up in any way, shape, or form. So one of the biggest things we see are the traditional signs, right? That your loved ones have crossed over. So when I do readings, I get a lot of coins, feathers, rainbows, and a lot of those traditional things that you hear about regularly. I also get some cool, fun ones that are a little off the beaten path. But if you're looking for a sign, they'll try to give it to you in whatever way they can, whether it's a picture popping up repeatedly on Facebook, and that's another thing to pay attention to. If it's coming in at you from every single angle, pay close attention because it's important.
Because sometimes they will just keep repeating it until you get it.
So perfect example of that is I had a client who was referred to Clarity by 3 different people, and she was kind of iffy about it and wasn't really sure what to expect, and then she ended up getting a candle called Clarity that was a gift from somebody, and also an essential oil called Clarity that was a gift from somebody, and so she finally just gave in and came, and it was a pretty healing moment for her.
Yeah, so they get pretty creative with the different ways that they show us signs, so it might be, a bumper sticker on a car or a license plate. There's a lot of signs through license plates we find, or a billboard.
Yeah, repeating numbers. So 222 is one of our yes numbers. That's something that is kind of a number that we've set that makes sense to us. So we know that whatever we're thinking about the moment we see a 222 or a 22. So on license plates, the gas pumps have been really like 222 all the time. So you'll be surprised if it catches your eye and kind of makes you giggle. It's probably a sign.
Yeah, so that's one of the ways that we do start to notice signs is you will actually feel like your eyes are pulled to a sign or your body, you turned at just the right moment to notice something. So really pay attention to that too.
I even look for little love notes from the universe. So I always find like nature in the shape of hearts. And I send them to everybody because I think it's the coolest thing. So I'll find leaves and patches of grass, and I even found a big patch of flowers that spelled out "I love you" up at the cemetery once, and sent a bunch of pictures to Christy. But they get creative in ways that they can present to you because they want to get the message through.
Right.
So all you have to do is be open. You can force signs, but most of the time they just come. Forced signs aren't real. That's not a real sign if you're looking for or trying for or manipulating. If you're watching the clock until it hits 11:11, that's not the same as something that kind of enters your space organically.
It'll just kind of come naturally, but you can ask for more guidance or more signs to come into your life to help to guide. Maybe if you're trying to make a decision on something or you want more clarity on something, you can ask for some signs to show up to help guide the path.
Yeah, sometimes even if I'm like really confused about something, I'll just, I'll be in my car and I'll just say, what do I need to know? And I'll turn on the radio and see what the lyrics in the song have for me. And 99% of the time, I would say that they're relevant or help me think about things in a different perspective.
Yeah, it can be really cool and really powerful when you recognize that something is a sign for you. At least for me, I just feel so much more connected when that happens. So speaking of that, I think it's really, really helpful to kind of, I always call signs I always think of them as kind of like magic. So I think it's helpful to keep a log of all of those signs, all of those magical little things that have happened in your life. Because on those less than magical days, which we all have those, it's helpful to take a look at your magic log and just sort of notice all of the amazing things that have happened.
And I always say Spirit's a little bit like supply and demand, in that when they start to recognize that you're paying attention to what they're doing, they'll fancy it up and do a little bit more. And so you might even get surprised with, you know, these little signs turning into like really in your face signs, because they're intense. They like to be, you know, they like to show up. So
they like to impress you too. And so I always think that it's really important to also show gratitude for the signs that are coming your way.
Yep, we always send up a thank you for whatever occurred, whatever came up. And just across the board, always say thank you. If you wake up in the morning, it's a good day. Say thank you.
Absolutely. But they love gratitude and they love those thank yous.
Yeah. So open yourself up, look for the signs this week, this month, this year, see what Spirit has to offer you, see what the other side has to show you, and be reminded that every day is magic.
Yeah, find that magic.
Yeah, if you'd like to check out any information on Clarity, check out the links below, and thanks for watching.
Thank you.